WBNE.
Howdy, yokes. Before we get started today, we just want to let you know that this episode of Bacon and Eggs is brought to you by our patrons over at patreon.com/baconandeggs. If you love this show and you want to support it, if you're watching it on video, things like that are possible because of our Patreon page. So we want to be able to do more stuff like this, like maybe get a better computer so that mine looks even better than before. So if you love this show and you want to support us, go to patreon.com/baconandeggs. Check out all the great reward tiers we have there. We even have some really cool stuff. The one we highlight the most and the one that I like the best is our $10 tier. It gets you access to unedited episodes of Bacon and Eggs. So like right now, we're recording this in March. This isn't going to come out till like mid to late April. So like you would have heard this like a month ago. That would have been like, I mean, that's the premiere access. You could have been like writing jokes and getting your memes ready for this episode all that time in advance. But now you're just hearing it at the regular time. That's kind of embarrassing. So if you like the show and you want to support us, patreon.com/baconandeggs. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for donating. And let's get to it. Howdy, yokes, and welcome back to Bacon and Eggs. I'm Tyler Carlin.
And I'm Ethan Edgehill.
And today we're going to prom.
Or maybe we're just moving to California.
So put the ball in your hands.
And walk away.
Because today we're bringing you
High School Musical 3. Directed by Kenny Ortega, this movie came out October 17, 2008, 4,540 days ago on an $11 million budget, made a whopping $252.9 million worldwide at the box office in the movie theaters where this one was released. Got a 63% critic rating and a 72% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes and a 57 on Metacritic. Tyler, intro our guest.
We are joined this week by one of my all-time favorite guests who hit me up and was like, hey, I want to come back to Bacon and Eggs. And I was like, obviously. So you know him from editing Tesla's videos. You know him from his amazing YouTube channel. You know him from his amazing hair. Maybe you know him from his OnlyFans. And it's Vegard.
Hello. I'm so excited to be back. Finally.
Welcome back, my man. How's
Thanks
it
so
been?
much. And for I'm so excited, the best series. I'm here for it.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited that you're here for it. I couldn't think of a perfect guest for the third one. And then like literally this never happens where a guest texts me and is like, I need to be on the show.
I literally, and then you messaged back and you're like, oh, we're talking about High School Musical, like casually. And I was like, no. You don't understand how perfect this is.
This whole thing with High School Musical has been so crazy because normally when we book guests, we're like, hey, come on the show, talk about whatever movie you want. And they're like, oh, but like, I want to do whatever movie you guys want to do or whatever you think that I should come on your show and talk about would be really good. And we had a guest that was like, hey, can I do High School Musical 2? And then we had Vegard be like, can I come back on the show? And we're like, yeah, let's do it. So here we are talking about HSM 3. Senior year.
It's Hess Moines.
HSM 3.
What?
HSM. It's like DSM, which is their airport code in Des Moines.
Ew.
But it's Hamoin.
Gross. That's giving a lot. That is giving a lot of power to the S in des in the silent letter of that word.
But the silent letter is what makes it the letter. It's what makes it the name.
No, it doesn't. You pronounce the S in Moines. You don't pronounce the S in D.
I have a confession to make. Both of you. Prior to this series, I had never seen High School Musical 1 or 2.
So I just need to leave this call right now. I'm kidding.
No. Ethan definitely had neither.
I'd say the first one. I maintain this.
I had bought a movie ticket to High School Musical 3, but I took my high school girlfriend to see it, and I brought an iPod with me and put it in. And literally, while she watched the movie, I listened to me. So, like,
you really had to go your own way, didn't you?
I really had to, like, if I had watched it, man, me and Troy would have been on the same wavelength, bro.
Yeah.
Because, like, I wanted to do theater, but I was like, I can't. I've got to be in the pit.
I've got to be a star basketball player.
How did she not notice that you put in headphones?
Oh, she knew. She knew. That was, like, the caveat was that, like,
I'm going to go to
with
this
her.
movie with you, but I don't want to actually watch it, so I'm going to listen to.
Okay, so this
to
wasn't like
Ice
a
Nine
first
Kills
date
in my
scenario.
headphones.
This was like into the relationship.
This is into the relationship. Yeah, this is at
Thank
least
God.
a
I
year
thought you meant
into
like
it.
you went on a date and you were like, no, I'm just gonna plug in my
Nice first date etiquette. Yeah.
yeah.
No, it would have been so bad. So I did. And then I was like, I bet I retained some of it. And I was watching it and I was like, I retained none of this. This is all brand
right.
new to me.
All right,
so
real
I felt
quick.
really bad. And I'm so sorry, high school girlfriend.
Real quick, before we dive into this, I've got a negative review here from Jim Shembry. I don't remember what he writes for because I didn't write it down. But he says, High School Musical 3 overstays its welcome, stretching out about 20 minutes longer than it needs to, thanks chiefly to a final celebratory reel that simply refuses to end. Tyler, do you have a positive review for me from a professional critic?
Yeah, of course I do, Ethan. That's my job, is to collect a positive review for this show.
You
I've got
super duper
one.
had it open, didn't you? You got
Paul
one from
Byrne.
Anthony Lane of the New Yorker.
No, it's Paul Burns at the Sydney Morning Herald, because that means I can be like, "Good day, mate. A real honest to goodness teen musical throwback."
No.
As if Andy Hardy had
accent.
never died and James Dean had never lived.
Never lived.
Never
I'm
lived.
Australian.
I
from
caught about
Australia.
half of that because of the accent.
Hello from Australia. My name is Stephen Fry.
A real honest to goodness teen musical throwback. As if Andy Hardy had never died and James Dean had never lived. I don't know who Andy Hardy is. I do know who James Dean is. And I think that was actually kind of mean. But it was 4 out of 4. So well done, Paul Burns out of Sydney.
Okay.
Vegard, on a scale of 0 to 100, High School Musical 3, Colin senior year.
Oh, okay.
Got my handy dandy notebook to write your score down.
Oh God. I would give this the first number that came to mind was
it-
Well, are you gonna guess?
Was it 3 digits long?
Yeah, no. So I was
It's actually a
Thinking-
379 out of 100, and I can tell you why.
no. Okay, so I was thinking immediately 85, but I was like maybe it's a bit high, so I'm gonna go down to 75.
No way, Vegard.
My man. My
No.
man.
No.
My man.
I do not accept this. I didn't come on this show and give High School Musical a chance
Snaps
for 2 weeks
for
in a row,
Vegard.
giving
Snaps
a
for
83
Vegard.
to the first one and an 84 to the second one for Vegard to text
Okay,
me
okay.
and say he wants to come on Bacon and Eggs to give it a 75. I don't
I just
think
thought
so.
I just thought I was going high, so I was gonna say 85. Should I just say 85?
I think you should.
Okay,
I think you should speak your
I was
truth.
trying to be like a little bit more like critical, but yeah, my true
man.
inner feeling
rate it with
is
your heart.
85.
Rate it with your heart.
Yeah, 85.
85.
Yes.
Okay. I still feel like that's 15 points low, but I'll give it to you.
Yeah, there are some things I'm critical of in this movie. So
Ethan, out of 100.
Tyler, out of 100.
Okay, so I will be honest. Script here, better. The script is much better. Don't even give me that look. There are like painful plot holes in the first 2 that you just overlook because you love it.
Can't have plot
color
holes
grading
without
and
a plot.
cinematography and
You have to have a
lighting
plot
is
in
better.
order for it to have
Yes.
holes. There has
Set
to be
design.
a story if there's going to be problems with the story.
Set design, set pieces, all that stuff better in this one.
Yes.
That being said, doesn't land for me as well as the first 2. The second one, honestly, most iconic thing I've ever seen. So I'm going to drop
Yes.
this one to a 79 from 83, 84, 79.
41.
41. I knew you were going to be ice cold on
41.
this.
my God.
This is the
You know
worst one in
what's-
this is the worst one in the series. Hands on the ground. It is
Just-
it is prettier for like 3 scenes.
No, what?
Oh, it's prettier the whole time, dude.
It's
Yeah, but
prettier
like
the
it's
whole
not
time.
but like it's just like, oh, well, cool. We spent the budget on a camera that we don't know how to use.
the color grading and the lighting
Yes,
is
okay, yes.
a million times better.
It is.
Yes.
It is, but it's still just like
Because there's
for the
actual
most
lighting. The first movie has Disney studio lighting, like Disney. Not Disney studio, Disney Channel studio lighting.
Yeah, no,
this one
correct.
has actual lighting.
But that doesn't
Yeah.
make you can't shine a turd, right? You can't color grade you can't color grade your way out of an average shot.
Okay, but but you call it a turd. We're already getting this is. I'm heated already.
41 seems really low.
I did not
man.
love it. I did
Wait,
not
what did
enjoy
you give
watching
the
this
first
movie. I'll be
two?
100% honest with you. This is like,
Ethan's first two were both below 70. I'll tell you.
yeah. They were, second one's the best for sure. Second one's the best.
Yes.
This didn't have a story. There was no, they did not sell me on the plot because it just was not there. I can appreciate the set pieces. I can appreciate the crazy magic realism fever dreams that they do with these song pieces. I do think they work the songs in better and more like a musical, right? It's like you get some proper like La La Land type going on. But there's no.
You're comparing this to La La Land and
there's
giving
no
it a 40.
conflict. There's no rising and fall. There's just middle.
I do agree a little bit, but are you considering it like standalone film and not as like in the trilogy wrapping up the whole series?
I think it's just a trilogy.
Wrapping up the series as a whole, I think this movie does a really good job, but like maybe not standalone.
See, I still think even like Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King has a middle and ends, right? It's the end of a trilogy. The Matrix Revolutions or Revelations or whatever one it is starts, has a middle and an end. This is 2 hours of middle, and that's okay. It just doesn't make it 100, right? Like I don't hate it. I like it better than the Santa Claus.
Oh, man, that movie sucked.
I've never
But
seen
I had
it.
like if I had not been doing the thing where I tweeted it and did the live tweets and did the react reel to it, like I would just not have enjoyed watching it. Like it was just there. It was just on. Like the songs were not as good for me, compared to the last one, especially. There is no Troy Gabriella gotta go your own way moment in this. Like there.
No, okay. Wait,
She
so are we
says,
getting
I
into
love
the
you,
songs?
Wildcat. Oh, we're getting into it.
It was the worst line I've ever heard in my life.
Wait, I need to get up a song list real quick. Sorry. HSM 3. Okay. So
Did you just have it like saved as a note on your phone?
yes.
Let's start at the top. Opening scene is sick. Okay, the opening scene with the basketball game. I was like, oh, we're really doing something here. Okay, like this is cool. Like they made this cool. This looks great. This is a decent song. Like everybody's having fun. We got like properly hot Zac Efron at this point. Like
Zac Efron in this movie, he's so hot, and when he's like sweaty, like slamming. Okay, this is later when he slams up against like the entrance to the lockers in Scream.
Yes.
Died. Okay. Anyway,
That was
going back to the
a
intro.
bold move by Disney to just be like, you know what, Zach? Just take it
Literally.
off.
Yeah.
Take it off. Walk in there, take it off.
I've noticed something. I don't know if you guys have talked about this on the previous ones because I don't know if the listeners know, but the other episodes haven't gotten out yet, so I haven't had a chance to listen to the other HSM episodes.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
he lip syncs so intensely. Like Zac Efron lip syncs with like the mouth just like literally mouthing so
He's
intensely.
so
It's so
in it.
funny.
Yes.
I think that was
What is
probably
he
like
supposed to do? What is he supposed to? He's supposed to be like,
No, but it's like a little bit like
well, so he went and like worked after he finished High School Musical 1 and they didn't let him sing the songs or whatever. Like he went and did Hairspray, like a proper movie musical where I'm sure they like taught him those things. Like,
Yeah.
so he had the proper training for it. It wasn't just like a Disney kid anymore. He was like, I've done a movie music like a real one. So I'm sure they made him like learn to do that. Cause I will say he has progressed as an actor more than the rest of them for sure.
yeah.
Like,
yeah, nobody else in this movie is acting. They're reading lines.
yeah.
Listen, Vegard, don't give me that look.
No, I agree. That's the
Corbin
thing.
Blue shows up and he's like, what do I got to say today, guys? I got a zany t-shirt on. I picked it out myself. Like, what is going on?
Because his sentences end and start like there's no conversation. The sentence is just the sentence. I feel like when he's talking, it's just like doop 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 doop, and then it like ends, and then it's like you're waiting for the next sentence. Like it's not a continuous conversation with him. I agree with that.
That scene where, I know I'm jumping around here, but that scene where he's supposed to be mad at Troy after Troy commits to UC Berkeley and he's like in the basketball gym throwing shots in his graduation gown.
Graduation cap and gown.
And Troy comes in and it's just like, oh, with the shot. And he's like, yeah. Does California play? Does Berkeley play?
Guys.
And then Troy's
really
like, yeah, totally. We're playing.
This.
We're gonna whoop some butt next year. And he's like, yeah, man. Okay, cool. We good, Troy. There was just no the tension was never there.
I am so like up to the brim with my emotions this week that I literally cried at that scene.
I cried the whole ending. From like as soon as they started announcing the seniors in the drama promotion or in the drama production, I was like, oh God. Oh,
I don't know what it is. I usually don't cry at movies that often, but I literally just when he was like when they like hugged and then the father, we're jumping to the end, sorry. Anyway, I just cried randomly.
The dad did not like the dad was like a daddy in the first two. He was just father in this one, man. Yeah. I was not there for it. He like they did something wrong with his hair.
No
he had
more
like a
Zaddy
center
Bolton.
part. No more Zaddy Bolton. I do think Daddy Evans, a little cultural appropriation there at the end, but it was 2008. We didn't know.
Yeah,
yeah.
we knew.
That I was a bit. It's a bit like also. As if they just stepped off the plane. They like came. Why would they be wearing that on the plane? Even if they were going probably private jet, but why would they wear that on the plane?
Right. Like, why wouldn't they either change before they boarded or it's their plane?
Yeah.
Change on the plane. You're coming from India.
I mean, very strange.
They just had to get him involved in this movie somehow, right? Because like they have to have that scene where they don't know whether or not this girl that's singing is their daughter.
Oh, okay. Wait, sorry. I'm jumping back to the start.
Okay.
Now or Never is a great song.
Which one
so
is that?
Good.
Now we know
What?
which one is that one.
That's the
The
opener?
first one.
Okay. I don't know the
Yeah,
names
yeah.
of any of these. I saw this movie for the first time about 2 hours ago. So
Yeah, I think it's called Now or Never.
I'm gonna look up that track listing again.
Now or
Let's see.
never. Yeah. Prior to that is Grido. I'm afraid to say this word. And then right here, right now, I want it all. Can I have this dance? A night to remember. Just want to be with you. The boys are back.
What was the point of that scene?
That scene felt like an intro scene that they just plopped in
Yeah, like
the middle of the film.
yeah.
I feel like the boys in the back, they were like, all right, after High School Musical 3, we really only have funding to take a few of these characters and do like a spin-off. So let's do The Boys Are Back and see if we can't make something out of that. And then Zac Efron was like, I'm famous now. Like,
Yeah.
proper
I'm gonna go be in
famous.
17 again. BRB.
And so they were like, oh, we got to do the Sharpay thing. Crap. So I think that's what Boys Are Back was.
The worst. The worst. I don't understand the Sharpay Evans deserve better, like the Sharpay got did dirty crowd. Like she's the worst.
She never treats Ryan right. I'm with Ethan here. I don't see the redemption. Is there like a thing? Tell me, like, straight mean girls. Are we like cool with this now? Or like, what is
Okay, so I think the thing is, they didn't give her the story that I wish there was more redemption for her.
Is that what they mean by she deserved better? Like the writers did her dirty.
Yeah, I think so. That's my interpretation anyway. I think she deserved better. I don't think she deserved the scholarship. And I wish there was something that motivated her to not be mad at Ryan for getting the scholarship.
Hold on.
Like,
I gotta read a listener review that just came through in the Discord. Because this is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. Mary Mermaid just said, 100 out of 100. I wanted Can I Have This Dance to be the song we danced to at our wedding, but the DJ played Gotta Go My Own Way instead. It was awkward.
No! Oh my God, no!
What about us? What about everything we've been through?
And what about trust?
You know I never wanted to hurt you.
What about me?
Also, why did what happened that we made this like? I don't think we made it, but we're recording these episodes on the perfect wave and then releasing them after the wave, because like High School Musical is like trending on TikTok right now. Like,
Let me tell you something. High School Musical 3 came out in theaters in 2008. It made $250 million worldwide. It is trending on TikTok right now in 2021. There is no wave to miss. It is always popular.
I know, but
Yes.
like I didn't like. and not that like I was on High School Musical TikTok, right? But like it's like everywhere right now. Like I'm seeing new theories from TikTokers I follow about like, Ryan Evans. Like
now there's like the High School Musical, the series, the musical, or High School Musical, the musical, the series, which I've not seen. But
so I don't have to watch that. I might, but I don't have to.
I mean, people are liking it, but I feel like it's the new people who kind of watch the tail end of High School Musical and then like are now still quite young and enjoy that. Personally, I'm
sorry. Didn't you say you were 8 when this came out?
No. Well, I mean, like people
I was 17.
Now,
okay,
people that now are still quite like kids, who maybe didn't catch High School Musical and see High School Musical, the series. I feel like that makes more sense for them because it's like coming out in real time and more like up to date. But I have not watched it because I thought it looked too cringy.
It looked like Glee to me, and I was like, "They're gonna put Matthew Morrison in this," and
I can handle a cringy musical like this in like a movie, but a series, I don't know if I can get into.
Tyler, you think about Matthew Morrison more than anybody has ever thought about Matthew Morrison. Like even since the release of Glee.
He was nobody prior to Glee. He was in.
Since the end of Glee.
Yeah. He was in What to Expect When You're Expecting, which I watched this week. And he was also in Glee, which was like the original High School Musical, the series. So I think it's reasonable that he comes up in my brain this week.
Yeah, but he comes up in your brain on any given Thursday. Like
it's like a thing on my TikTok feed. I'm on anti-Matthew Morrison TikTok where like people will like trick you into seeing Matthew Morrison, and then all the comments will be like, "Put a trigger warning in next time." It's like an inside joke. I think I'm not sure. We're all in on it. It's like getting coconut mauled. Where all of a sudden at the end of a TikTok,
you've
Matthew
just
Morrison
been coconut mauled. Share this with a friend.
Like,
coconut
I think I'm gonna learn
them.
something useful, and then I get coconut mold.
Yes,
I never get tired of it though. Like there are a bunch of those like I just got you trends that I hate, but like I never get tired of getting coconut mauled for some reason.
No, I get frustrated because it's always when I want to learn something. Anything else, I'm like, oh, I'm just watching this stupid video. Oh, I got pranked. But if it's like, I'm really invested in this, and then it like flips on me, and I'm like,
just got coconut mauled.
I have a thing about this. I'm still on Now or Never, the first song in this movie. And
do you like that first frame of Troy like playing basketball?
Yes. Yeah.
Better slow-mo than the Snyder Cut for sure.
When he's like slow-mo whips his hair and he's all sweaty.
So much better. Yes.
There's some things in this movie where I don't know what is real and what isn't. Like what is happening like for musical purposes and what's happening in the movie. So when Gabriella stands up in the audience and there's spotlight on her and Troy and they're singing that really awkward part of the song. If that was real, imagine how embarrassing. Middle of a basketball game, someone just stands up, Troy, and it's like, I hate the way she sings it as well. And then
like everybody else is sitting down and like covered up. It's like, Gabriella, this is not the time.
You're ruining the formation.
Because
this
like
is the wild.
The real part of it must have been she
Wildcats.
just screamed Troy in the like, and then that was it. But that's still so embarrassing. She just stood up and screamed Troy, and then they continued playing.
I mean, do you go to sporting events? Are you a sports person? I think that would be like, when I would go to basketball games, we would get very hyper specific with the players, especially in like college basketball. We would like, because we were in the pep band, so we were very close. I'm about to really make us look bad for the things we did, but we would find out, like we would go to the school's roster, we'd find out the players, and then we would go to their Facebook pages, and then we would find their girlfriends, and we would like talk about their girlfriend to them on the court.
But this is the other team we were doing this to. We were not sabotaging our own players. Like Gabriella's doing.
We'd be like, hey, 23, how's Kayla?
Okay, that's kind of funny, I guess. I would just imagine just like, they really are the main characters in their own story, to say it like that. If this was like the real thing that was happening, they really think they are the main character, because standing up in the middle of the game while everyone's like having their plaque up to show their support and just like singing. Strange.
Gabriella absolutely thinks she's the main character in her own story at all times, because literally all three of these movies, it's like something slightly negative happens to Gabriella, and she's like, I'm out. I'm leaving town.
Gotta go my
I'm
own way.
moving.
Her mom called her Remax agent because she got into Stanford. What is that?
Okay, I have a big question about the move. Why is the mom moving? She's going to
The mom
college.
moves all the time.
No. So here's what happened. Oh, no, I have the explanation
Also,
here.
how did they?
So do I.
Okay, I also have another thing. How did they literally decided on the day, next day, the house is for sale, they packed up, they're leaving.
Great real estate in Albuquerque in 2008. It's before the housing crisis. I mean, you could do whatever you wanted. There was no rules.
Also, they have
It's a
one
pretty
car.
sweet house.
An empty car. Did you know
They
that?
hired movers. The mom's rich and she gets paid to move around.
Okay, that makes more sense.
So what happens is I think it's in
I
High
guess I
School
forgot
Musical
that
1.
detail.
In
High School Musical 1.
Go ahead, Ethan.
Yeah, they talk about Gabriella's like, I've moved every year for the past 8 years.
Right.
Because the mom
Oh,
has
I
a job
forgot
that she just
this.
moves around a bunch. And then she was like, Mom, I love Troy. Can we stay here another year? And the mom was like, yeah, I mean, I guess it's freaking Albuquerque, New Mexico. Like, I would love to get out of here. So Gabriella's like, hey, I don't want to go to East High anymore. And she's like, yeet!
Yeah, so she said there's a line in canon where she's like, my mom won't move until I leave East High.
Yeah.
So when she gets into Stanford, now her mom can move again.
Okay.
So her mom called her
that's-
company and was like, transfer me anywhere else. They're insane in this town.
I forgot
The
about
high
that
school
part from the
sings.
first ones. I feel like a fake fan for forgetting that, but I was just like, it was just a weird thing of like literally them packing up and leaving the next day. I was like, this is a bit dramatic for you changing schools.
She's also not changing schools. She's going to college. Like
Yeah.
your parents turn your bedroom into a gym when you go to college. They don't move.
Lots of people's parents do move.
Really?
Yeah.
Did yours?
No.
Did mine?
No.
Did Chris's?
No.
Oh wow. Okay.
But like, I know that we had people in college that we were friends with that were like, I don't have a home anymore. Like my parents like moved to a house that I don't have a room in and I'm a freshman, right? Like I have to go stay somewhere
they
else
just
for the summer that like wasn't my home for the last 18 years.
The parents are just waiting for the kids to get out.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, goodbye.
Well, because like a lot of parents don't want to pull their kids out of like the school they've been going to, right? And so the kid leaves and goes to college in some other state. They're like, bye. Been looking for this reason for years. Thank you.
Yeah.
Want to downsize? This house is
My
expensive.
parents
This
are
house
the
is very
opposite.
expensive. We had 5 kids. The last one's in college now. Jesus Christ.
My parents are the opposite, where they literally have kept our house that we have like, I have 2 brothers, I mean, so we're 3 kids. And we've had, what?
You have 2 brothers?
Yes.
Me too.
Fun.
You
I have
give
2
me
older
very
brothers.
only child vibes. I'm not
You
going to lie
do
to
give
you.
me only child vibes.
That's just because I moved to a different country by myself, I feel like. And like, don't talk about.
Wait, you feel like, or you did? Did you move to a different country by
no,
yourself or not?
I did, yeah. So, I mean, I feel like
So you're
that-
gonna talk about crap about Miss Montez for moving after and you went into a different part of Europe to just be like bye.
Okay, yeah. But
You went to college in a different country and then quit.
Hold on. I think I can do this. You are the oldest.
no, I'm the youngest.
It was one of the 2. There's no way you were a middle child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I was saying, basically, my parents did the opposite of this, of like selling off the house immediately. They have kept our house, which is like way too big, and they're like almost retired, and they still like have kept our house. And I don't know why. It's just weird, and I'm like, it's way too big for you guys just living alone.
My parents have also kept their big house.
They've done a lot of stuff to it though.
Do you?
That's
I
the thing.
can
If they don't,
I can
sell
tell you
it,
why my parents did.
renovate. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Oh, they've renovated every single room in the house. Do you know why my parents kept the house?
Why?
I feel like you're not gonna like the answer. It's for grandchildren.
Okay, I think also my parents kept it because they like want us to come home as much as possible. So they're like in the hopes that we all come together, all my brothers, like we all like visit at
Right.
the same time. That's what their hopes, I think.
Do you go for Christmas or anything?
Yeah, well, I haven't been since
We're getting
last year.
super personal. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Tell us your
I
life
haven't-
story. When was the last time you went to Norway?
Last time you hugged your mom.
I was home for a week last year total because of the pandemic. So that's how long it's been. I didn't even go home for Christmas this year, or that 2020.
Yeah.
But I usually do. I go home for like a couple of weeks in the summer and then Christmas, which is always too little for them. They're always like, stay for months. And I'm like, there's a lot of reasons why I can't do that.
Way.
Hold on. If you were, I guess you're 21 now. I was thinking you were 18. Okay. Yeah. I was going to be like, what do you mean always? Like, this has only happened 2 or 3 times, but I guess it has happened a few times now.
It's been a couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah. I've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
Like all your life, basically.
Yeah, I mean,
Your Tyler was there when you were born.
For me, canon, I just started existing at like 19, and I just started existing as a 19-year-old because anything before then is mostly cringe. So I'm like, no. Yeah. So then you have known me for my whole life.
Speaking of, I maintain these movies were already like egregiously dated by the time they came out. And it just keeps getting worse and worse as time goes on because the music is more and more removed from what music sounded like in that year. But I also don't feel like we dressed like this in 2008.
Like they do in the movie?
Yeah.
I don't think the way they dress is very offensive. The only person who throws me off is Ryan, and it's because
he's gay and extra, and I love it.
No. It's not because one, he doesn't get to be gay, which is the dumbest thing ever.
Yes.
Screw you, Disney. But I feel like I'm not Ryan in 2008. His clothes look cheap. And I feel like Ryan, being as rich as he would have like more expensive looking clothes.
I kind of agree. It's a little bit costume shop. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but he's a theater kid,
saying.
right? Like they would just steal stuff from the costume shop. Like,
But he's
like,
rich.
He's rich. Like,
yeah, but he's a theater kid.
Country club.
Yeah.
But he's a theater kid.
Also, I love when they try to make Sharpay look extra by just like throwing on like 10 layers.
That car's sick. That car's sick.
Okay.
She drives this Honda S2000. That car is sick.
Her intro in this movie is perfect. Her intro to this movie. It's literally just background music of Fabulous, and I'm like, yes, perfect. And then it's just heels walking into the school, people fainting. It's so perfect, and I'm just like, it's what I wanted to be in high school and never was.
She's just the worst, though.
No, you can't watch that intro and not want to be her.
I feel
like this is where I think Sharpay was written well in a bad way. The school also likes her less in this one. Like I feel like in the first one there was like a lot of dudes who were like, oh, I really want to be with Sharpay, but by this one, and I could be wrong, maybe I'm misremembering. I feel like by this one they're like, she sucks. Like
it's just Zeke now.
Yeah,
Zeke is still in love with her.
I don't think they think they're kind
Zeke
of just
Rocket
over
Man.
it. They're not like hating her. They're more just like, okay, we get it, Sharpay.
Right.
Can we talk
That's
about
the
Rocket Man
energy.
for a minute? Can we talk about Rocket Man for a minute? Who in God's name is this kid?
Stand in the paint, shoot a layup, win
From
the
the
state.
first second he entered, I'm like, this is everything I do not want in a like new character. I do not.
They try
So
to insist that
frustrating.
he's a character throughout the whole movie, but they forget to actually make him a character.
Okay, this is interesting because what the happened to? Oh, can I swear?
Yeah, go for it. You're fine.
Okay, what the happened to Sharpay's assistant for the whole middle of the movie?
She's just gone. Sharpay's story is
Bad
gone for the middle of the movie.
writing.
Okay, yeah, because I was like, okay, no, let's get a new villain with a shitty English accent. First of all, what in the world?
was she? Why couldn't they just actually hire a British person?
They literally the weird the stereotypical American impersonating an English person accent. Like it couldn't have been more
It wasn't that bad. She wasn't like, "Hello, Governor Sharpay, it's me."
Well, she didn't say she had a script, so that's why it didn't sound like that.
Yeah.
But it was just so.
Hello, Poppet.
I took the time to check your schedule. It's like so intense.
I don't even know what her name is, honestly.
Goldie something last name, I think. Miss Gold.
She's a Bond villain. She's a Bond.
She had a.
I literally
nickname.
don't know what her name is. And I don't remember. I know that Rocket Man's last name is Zara. It's like Justin
yeah.
Zara or something.
Yeah.
But they call him Rocket Man, and Troy's
And he
like,
just insists
because
on
what
it.
is the point of that scene? You know, Troy's dad is like, Troy, you know you're 2 points away from, and he's like, nah, put Rocket Man in.
Who did they pull out of the game?
But like we don't have the background on that. Like who is Rocket Man? Why is he called
Rocket Man going in has very much like imagine getting benched for a Labrador energy.
Yeah, big Airbud vibes, but like we never get an explanation on anything about him, and they just insist he's this character. He gets to replace Troy in the musical for that half of a song.
Wait, isn't Now or Never the first day at school?
No. This would be so Now or Never takes place
during
on
the championship.
What would have been the last episode, like the last scene in High School Musical 1 a year later.
A year later, yeah.
So what? Wait, so the year we skipped, basically.
Yes.
Well, High School Musical 2 happened.
Well,
that was of the summer.
That was in the summer.
Between High School Musical 1 and 3.
Yes.
Yeah, so let me give you dates.
So wait, that scene is before HSM 2?
No.
Roughly,
it's a year after the end of High School Musical 1.
Yeah, so let me just give you dates to give you context. January 16th, 2006. We're just going to go
You
with
actually
that.
have the timeline. I love this.
No. This is a little bit of conjecture. January 16th, 2006 is the state final in High School Musical 1. City final in High School Musical 1. East High versus West High. And the day of the auditions. It would be like June through late July is their time at the Country Club, 2006. Yeah. January 16th, 2007 is the first scene of High School Musical 3. So we don't get any of the fall semester. We don't get homecoming. We don't get football season because basketball is a winter.
Okay. So it's the game that Troy. It's the game that Troy won during his junior year, but a year later, his senior year.
Okay, I understand now. Okay, because that's what I was confused about. Because so it's basically first day back after Christmas kind of thing.
Yes,
about
roughly,
2 weeks after that. But yeah,
because they start drama class that day, right? Kind of. Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. I didn't quite get I don't know how many times I've watched these movies and never gotten the timeline.
Except this time it's the spring musicale and not the winter musicale.
Yeah,
spring musicale.
Nobody calls it a musicale, by the way. Drama teachers don't.
Well, also drama departments usually just mount a show, right? They just do Chicago instead of having
Wizard of Oz.
Or the Wizard of Oz instead of having one of their outgoing seniors write them a variety show that includes the senior send-off in it.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen.
It wouldn't happen. They would just do Les Mis, right?
Juilliard wouldn't show up. Juilliard would be like, "Excuse me, no, you need to do Les Mis.
You need to do Les Mis. Show me Troy Bolton as Javert, as Valjean, and then we'll consider getting Troy Bolton into Juilliard."
I can't get over how she says spring musicale.
Spring musicale. She's much less of a B word in this movie, though. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, she really went. Yeah, she got much better.
She got much better. She has that heart-to-heart with Troy. She's like, "Mr. Bolton, I'm here because I have to cast Sharpay Evans in a role vacated by Gabriela Montez. Do you mind telling me why you're here?"
The stage.
The stage. And he's like, "Yeah, teach.
The show is about you."
I put the ball in my hand.
Oh my god, Sharpay fainting because she thinks it's not about her.
Oh. The worst. Okay. I'm a Ryan Evans stand first and a person second. That's the problem.
Okay, the party that they have after the game, I thought was am I just not like caught up on American culture?
Yeah, that party was totally real.
Yeah.
But do people like get that obsessed with like whoever plays basketball well?
Yes.
Yeah. No, that
this
part.
Is a thing.
I've seen a lot of movies where I'm like, that high school party's not real. This one, totally real.
But also, like,
everyone's like as if they're a celebrity walking around the basket.
The idea that the University of Albuquerque is like recruiting kids within this, like focusing this hard on the school that is also in their city is not true.
Huge.
It's not true.
Yeah, it wouldn't happen.
That would not happen.
They wouldn't take 2 players.
Okay.
Right. Also, yeah, the University of Albuquerque would be like nobodies in.
Well, hold on. If University of Albuquerque, we know the University of Albuquerque regular season plays UCLA or
UC Berkeley.
UC Berkeley, Cal. which is a real basketball team. Like they play in the big tournament regularly.
Okay.
So if they
You are
play
making
them,
claims that you cannot substantiate about the California Golden Bears, Tyler.
I know nothing about this. This is all like foreign to me. Like,
okay, so if you see Berkeley, like, if they play U of A, then they are at least a probably not very good, but quasi decent basketball.
The California
team.
Golden Bears men's basketball team placed 12th in the Pac-12 this year.
Oh my God, really?
Out of 16, I think. But whatever.
How many? I mean, with what frequency do they make the tournament though?
The NCAA tournament?
Yeah,
I have no idea. They're a football school.
I know, but anyway, they're a real school with a real basketball team.
okay. And people are this obsessed with the jocks and stuff.
Oh, after a game, yes.
Oh yeah, no.
100%.
So yeah, Troy having a party like this because Troy is the best dude at basketball and just won the city title is absolutely true. Now there may be representatives from the like local college there or at his game or whatever, but like it would not be like, oh man, you're gonna play for U of A. That's big time. Like big time college basketball programs do not go to high school kids' parties. In fact, they're exclusively prohibited from doing that.
Yeah, but
That
like,
is, there
I
are
guess the
laws against
excuse is-
that.
There, like, if there was an excuse, maybe it was like the father of someone they knew or
Right.
something. But that really, anyway.
But no, Troy having
I
that
love
party
that
because
they're
they won the
playing
game is
Ellie and
absolutely
A-
true.
I love that
and-
they're playing like Whoa, Ellie and AJ. Is that Ellie and AJ? I think it is. In
I
the
have no idea.
background. They play the
no
same
idea.
song throughout the whole party for like literally 20 minutes. But it's a really good song. And I remember this playing so much on Disney Channel at the time. And I love it.
I want to give you frame of reference for how big high school athletes are
Okay.
during their season.
Yeah.
In high school, I made a Facebook like page for guys I went to school with.
What?
Yeah, so there was this pair of brothers, Reese and Tyler Kemp, and I made like a Facebook like page called the Kemps.
Because they were the eighth and ninth best football players on our football team.
Yeah, but they had such a big personality and they were so cool and they were so fun. But like after a big win,
They were
like,
Chad's, not Troy's. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They were not of the. I think there's only one of our people from our class in the NFL right now, but like they were Chad's, not Troy's. Exactly that. And I mean, it wasn't like a
So
huge
there is
thing.
like hierarchies of classes where it's like, oh my God, they're popular and like everyone's actually obsessed.
Popular gets a bad rap. Popular, I think the perception is like popular is like cool and exclusive, but
Yeah.
in my high school experience, the popular kids were much more Troy Bolton than Chad
Okay.
Danforth. Like they were very inclusive. They would talk to you. They would do other activities because basketball or football or baseball is only one season, and most of them didn't do all three. So during the other seasons, they would do things like marching band or drama or whatever.
Right.
Can we talk about the treehouse?
Yes, we
It was
absolutely can talk about
awesome.
the treehouse.
I want to live there.
Yeah, me too. That's why everybody wants a treehouse. Treehouse
This
is
is
the
no, but
best.
this is like the treehouse is bigger than my room. I would absolutely live there.
It's got a retractable roof,
Yeah.
which
And
always is.
Troy needs a scholarship, guys.
I have problems with this. This happens in so many American movies where people have literal mansions and then they're like, oh my God, I can't cut the mortgage this month. What? Like,
Yeah, if you cut the mortgage, the bank takes your house.
but okay, no.
Now you don't have your mansion.
This is my problem. This happens so much in Netflix as well, where people have like literal mansions and there's like two people living there and then they're like, oh my God, we're really struggling this month with money.
Oh, see, they bought a house they can't afford.
But then
That's a pretty
how-
common problem in America.
Okay, but why do they still keep the big house?
You can't. Who are you going to sell it to?
What?
It's more complicated than that. That's
Okay.
not the unrealistic part. The unrealistic part is that they wouldn't have bought Troy a Mercedes.
Yeah.
So I think the fact that here's my theory here. The fact that Troy drives this box truck and the fact that Troy has like this amazing retractable roof and like multiple basketball courts but still needs a scholarship for college means that like somewhere around 16 his parents were like, "Hey man, you got to figure some of this stuff out."
No. The scholarship is not a money thing.
What do you think the scholarship?
The scholarship, you don't play top tier college basketball without a scholarship, right? Whether he can afford it or not is
it just
irrelevant.
like
He wants to play ball. He wants to hoop on a level, a competitive level. To do that, they give you, if you are able to do that, they give you a scholarship. It does not matter if you can afford it or not. Plenty of people that can afford college are playing college sports on a scholarship.
Okay. I just thought that was a weird thing. I've never really gotten that, but I think it's more just me
if you're a top tier athlete in America, you get a scholarship to school.
I think that's me probably then just like not really like understanding quite America and housing and stuff.
College sports is insane.
And,
That's all you need to know basically is that like whatever you think it's not, it is. Just
college sports is
not coming from here. It is like basically impossible to be like, you really care that much about like your school sports? Yes, we do. We do. We just do. Like there's no other way to like describe it. It is just yes. Now
that's very interesting.
East High is insane. Those schools like that basically could not exist, right? Like
not in New Mexico, Texas maybe. But
it's not even New Mexico. It's like everybody is bought in on this, right? Like Gabriella refers to Troy affectionately by their school mascot, right? Like these kids are all in on East High.
What team?
Wildcats.
There you go.
That he finishes the valedictorian speech like that, whatever, and it's just like, what's a Wildcat? Always a Wildcat, and everybody is like, yeah, Troy.
So is everyone like that? Like, is Ryan in on it? Is Kelsey in on it?
Yes. We are shown periodically throughout all three of these movies that Ryan and Kelsey, because they're main characters, are in on it.
I would die for Kelsey. I would straight up die for Kelsey.
Kelsey and Ryan both getting scholarships is the one thing these movies truly do perfectly.
Nail.
They are both also in the closet, I believe. They're both gay.
Yeah,
that's my canon.
Like 100%, because
that's why they're like.
Ryan says, "I'll pick you up for prom at 8." 8? Hey, what about dinner, Ryan? The dance starts at 8.
Prom is also something I don't understand about the US. I feel like it's like such a big thing there. Like
it is
huge.
Yeah, 110%.
Troy Bolton skipping prom to go get his girlfriend in California
would not happen.
Would not happen.
More important than college girlfriend.
Is this why like people I feel like peaked in high school is like a big thing in the US, because like there's so much people are like care so much about high school.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to me. I've never understood that. Like everything is about high school, and it's like building up to literally everything.
For a lot of people, the day they graduate high school was the last good day of their life.
Prom is the last good day of their life.
But that's what I'm saying is it doesn't get better than that, right? Like their senior year's over. That's it. They go get a job in a coal mine or something and marry a woman they don't like and have kids they don't like and die of a heart attack at 50. Like
smoke a pack a day.
Smoke a pack a day and give yourself a heart attack at age 50. That's the American dream right there. The only person that has it right in this movie, actually, as far as all this goes, is Chad Danforth. When Gabrielle is like, "Hey Troy, I don't think I can do this anymore," and Chad is like, "You know what, man? It probably would have been pretty hard to sustain this relationship long distance anyway. You got to kind of let her go."
He does not say it like that. He says it
no,
really
he says it exactly like that. Listen.
He says he literally, because this is true though, because so many of these relationships do not last. This is the thing that the movie gives you.
He doesn't say it like that. He says, "This is your high school girlfriend. No one keeps them." It's
correct. Yes, that's the only time anybody's ever said that in a movie, and not just been like, "Oh, if it's true love, you got to chase it. If it's love, it's love,
Taylor
man. Like go for
it."
it. That's the whole movie thing. Is like, and it's not realistic, right? Like I
know plenty of people who have married their high school sweetheart, and at least now, 10 years removed,
I think it's
realistic
realistic to be that dramatic about it, though. I think it's realistic to be like, "Oh my God, this is my true love. How can I ever?"
Yes, but then
100%.
But the reality of it is everybody has that friend like Chad Danforth that is like, "Hey man, I understand that you're going through some stuff, but like, so is she. Like,
choosing a different school because of your girlfriend."
Yes,
that's the wild one.
I mean, like, at least Cal's real. U of A doesn't exist.
No, I don't have a problem with what Troy did. I had a problem with Gabriella being like, "I'm going to stay in Albuquerque and go to U of A for a year and defer Stanford." That's where I had the problem. And Gabriella's mom being like, no ma'am.
No, here's my issue with Gabriella Montez here. Gap year, I'm all for it. deferring and taking classes at U of A, not for it. Not for it. Take classes at like ACC, Albuquerque Community College, but don't take classes at Sharpay.
I thought London Tipton was a Gossip Girl.
No, London's... No, that's Blair Waldorf.
No, there's somebody else. I thought London Tipton was in Gossip Girl.
Nah, it's Sweet Life.
That's a show I've never seen.
Oh my God. Missing out.
Came on after Hannah Montana during my late night.
I've literally
Disney
seen the scene
Channel
where the girl doesn't know how to drive the car, and he's like, "It
That's
stands for Park Neutral Reverse Drive."
Prindle stick.
She's like, "It's the Prindle."
That's Brenda's song.
Ah, okay. I thought you meant that Brenda Song was a real person that gave Mark Zuckerberg like that they got all of that right, and I was like, okay.
No, there's a scene where somebody is like outside of a conference hall and is like, Mark Zuckerberg, here you're going to be the next Bill Gates, and the guy says the next Bill Gates is in this room, and Mark Zuckerberg is like, oh wow, and the guy was like, who's speaking anyway? And Mark Zuckerberg was like, Bill Gates.
Anyway, so there's a very specific way I would describe Zac Efron as an actor that has a very specific delivery, like not that he's like a McConaughey type actor, but like I definitely there's definitely a way that Zac Efron delivers lines, and that started in this movie. Like very much, I was reminded of every other role that Zac Efron's ever done. Like just the way he talks and has this, because he does this very intense delivery with literally every line in every movie he's ever in, no matter what is going on in the movie.
Exactly what you're saying. I feel this. He how do you even describe it?
That's the thing, is I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like I watched a Zac Efron movie and I'm like, that is so, what he just did is so Zac Efron, right? Because there's plenty of actors where it's like you lose them in the character. I've never lost Zac Efron in any character he's ever played. No. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It doesn't mean I don't enjoy his movies, but like never has Zac Efron played somebody, with maybe the exception of Ted Bundy.
There's just like extra, something dramatic about it. Every time.
It's just like, there's something so extra about the way he delivers lines all the time, and it definitely.
I think this is an important scene for you all to watch. Okay. I'm sure you've seen this before. I've just shared it to you on the YouTube. Let's take 3 minutes and 41 seconds to check this out.
Okay.
Okay, so listeners, here's what you need to know about that. What Tyler just did was showed us a scene of Zac Efron DJing in a movie called We Are Your Friends from 2015. Now, what happened in this scene is Zac Efron gave us a very typical Zac Efron character.
That's what I was going for.
Hold on, let me finish what I was talking about.
Okay,
I actually, because I don't agree with you actually.
Oh. Okay,
this is a very.
I think I'm stupid.
This is a very typical Zac Efron character played in a very not Zac Efron way, and I'm pretty sure that after this scene, he goes and kills that guy in a movie or in a hotel room. Like,
yeah, I do get the vibe that bad things happen
because the thing is a Zac Efron in Neighbors, a Zac Efron in Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, a Zac Efron in like Dirty Grandpa. She hands him the drink and he like rips off a pair of sunglasses and goes, "Is that rosé?" I thought rosé, but this guy's just like, "Is that rosé?"
This dude is smooth as can be.
Cool.
Yeah.
But then, at the end of it, there's just a very
it's quick
sinister moment, right? Because this is Ted Bundy Zac Efron. This is not Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates Zac Efron. Which, if you've never seen that movie, it is highly underrated. By the way,
can I talk about Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates real quick?
Go for it.
That movie ends up in front of my eyes more than any other movie ever. I don't know how it happens. Every time I'm in like a hotel room or I'm out like with family, somebody's like, "Oh, let's turn the TV on, see what's up." "Oh, Mike and Dave, I wanted to see that. Looks funny." And then I end up watching the whole thing.
Zac Efron has an intense ability to take what would be a very like bland milquetoast white guy and turn it into, without changing a damn thing about the script, and turn it into like an interesting movie, right? Because there's no reason that any of the Neighbors movies should be good. There's no reason that Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates should be good. There's no reason that Baywatch should be good. There's no reason that Dirty Grandpa should be good. Those movies slap, and it's Zac Efron doing this weird, like, this weird, like, lovable, but also extremely hot, but also like charismatic, but also kind of shy, kind of sensitive, that you just want to root for type guy.
He's hot and sensitive.
But nobody else has this characteristic, right?
No.
Because
if Zac Efron, if anyone else played Troy in High School Musical, I think I would know it would not be High School Musical, and I don't think it would work. I think we would hate Troy. I feel
like Aaron Tveit comes in and he's like, I'm going to take
who?
$5.
he's
Aaron
a Broadway
Tveit.
guy.
He's a Broadway guy. If you Google him, you'll be like, whoa.
Wait, how do you spell his name?
TVEIT.
TVEIT, yeah. Aaron spelled like Aaron, AARON.
If this dude comes in and
He was Danny
does, like,
Zuko in Grease Live.
if he was like, I'll take $50 to do a High School Musical production for Disney Channel, because that's the budget y'all have got. That dude would have killed those things.
He was
man.
Enjolras in the Les Mis movie.
But I feel like it's gotta be Zac Efron though.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, there's nobody that does these these dumb parts in these dumb movies better than Zac Efron. Like nobody else could do it. Like you try to put.
You know who does dumb and attractive and sensitive? Here's his problem. He's too tall. It's Channing Tatum.
I don't like him. I don't like
Channing Tatum doesn't have delivery though.
I don't know, man. 21 Jump Street, that's a movie.
I really just can't with.
Who's a hot guy that's just like in movies because he's hot?
The Rock.
No, not The
Yes.
Rock. Like a skinny
Rock as
skinny
Troy
white
Bolton.
dude.
Oh.
Jude Law.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna get hate for this.
Oh yeah, do it.
Timothy Chalamet, maybe.
No, not that
Timothy
kind of like.
Chalamet.
I need the traditional type hot
Okay.
dude. Though. Like,
Not like-
Wait, who's Ben Platt? Ben Platt.
no.
No.
What are you talking
Who's
about?
the dude? Who's the other dude from Pitch Perfect? Not Ben Platt. Not Benji. Or it may be Benji. The other guy, the charismatic guy,
But like, I get what you're
the
saying.
one that actually ends up with.
I get what you're saying
Anna
with Channing Tatum though. So like, Zac Efron is
Yeah.
like the perfect blend of somebody like Channing Tatum and somebody like Bill Hader.
I don't know actors enough for this.
Kendrick. I thought you have part of a degree in film.
Well, film
That's not
studies.
fair. That's not fair. I
Yeah.
shouldn't say that.
Also, yeah, it was 1 year and I didn't really like it, so I didn't really pay that much attention. So like, also
I can't
my-
imagine. I can
least-
imagine you walked into history of film and your teacher was like, "Today we are learning about the War of the Worlds broadcast as well as Bill Hader
Yeah.
from Saturday Night Live." So I'm not surprised.
No, I'm very bad with names for some reason. I need to it could be friends of friends, and I still don't know who they are until
Fair.
I like search them up. Like I'm terrible with names.
Do you know which one of us is which?
I mean, you have name tags, but I also do know. I can't really like show up when there's literally name tags, but yes.
Oh yeah,
I do.
I just clicked back to the YouTube video. This dude is definitely Zac Efron's definitely gonna kill this guy in this movie, 100%.
Is it a horror film? It's in like all the title cards are in German,
Sherman, yeah.
which is like, oh, that's kind of scary, right?
So this is listed. This is how it's listed. We Are Your Friends, the 2015 drama film.
Drama, not like horror slasher.
Not comedy is what I'm telling you. I think is what is
All
important.
I'm telling you is, well, obviously not a comedy, but also like the way this girl is dressed. Girl, come on, you cannot dance in
The
that
film
outfit.
stars Zac Efron, Emily Ratajkowski, and Wes Bentley, and follows a young Los Angeles DJ trying to make it in the music industry and figure life out with his friends. So he probably doesn't kill somebody, but
Probably not on-screen slasher.
It was just a bit
effects.
creepy the way he was like, now I'm controlling everyone.
And then at the end, he's got this like everybody's dancing, but he's unhappy.
yeah, because the dude's dancing with his girl.
Emily Ratajkowski.
Yeah, sure. I will not let you can look it up if you're of age, but I'm not going to link it in the description because she is dressed
Very provocative.
very provocatively. So is he, actually.
Oh, he's so hot. His eyes just like
Piercing blue.
pop out. Yeah.
Elijah Wood as Troy Bolton.
No. Let me tell you what
Okay.
doesn't work is that.
I'm looking at my notes again.
Go for it.
about one of the songs. It's still one of the first songs, but right
We
here,
move
right
quick
now, it's such a weak song compared to other like love songs they've had.
Which one is that?
It's the right here, right now, and they like sit in the treehouse first singing it.
Yeah.
And then they come back to it. But also they're sitting shoulder to shoulder, and they're like right, like literally scream singing at each other, shoulder to shoulder. And I'm like, this is awkward.
Well, they don't let her sing if she's not scream singing.
Like sitting like this. Imagine sitting like that.
She has such a young voice.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. even I saw like an Instagram live she did in like 2020, and I was like, oh, you still sound like it was that one. You still sound like a 10-year-old. Okay.
Corbin Blue looks like a
people are
grown
gonna
man
die,
and also an 8-year-old at the same
and
time in this
that's-
movie.
Wait, let me try to do it. She's like, yeah, people are gonna die, but it's like
I'm inevitable.
Wait, what
it's
happened?
Unfortunate. No, okay, so it's literally Vanessa Hudgens sitting on live, and don't know if she's drinking or like taking something, because she says, I don't know if I should be doing this right now, but basically she starts talking about the pandemic, and she's like, yeah, so they're saying 3 months. I think that's bullshit. Because like even if everybody gets it, like yeah, people are gonna die, which is like bad, but like inevitable. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Like that's her.
Yeah.
She says that.
So it's not good. It's not good optics. But it was also like, I don't think there's any excuse for what she said. But there is a certain context of like nobody had any idea what they were talking about.
No.
This was like day one.
A year ago, we launched Late to the Party on the WB&E network, and I was like, "Yo, we should try to capitalize on this 2-week lockdown everybody's gonna have." A year ago,
I was so
everybody was
optimistic.
trying to
Yeah,
capitalize on the 2-week lockdown
UK Today
a year ago.
went into lockdown, and it was like 3 weeks, and I was like, I'm not gonna see people for 3 weeks. What am I gonna do?
A year ago,
Yes.
Seamus Gorman
when-
left America.
Yeah. But it was really embarrassing. She was just like, yeah, it's people are gonna die, but it's like inevitable. So it was just bad.
It was like Thanos, man. It was not good.
She started the pandemic. I'm kidding.
No, she didn't. I don't think she had any idea what she was saying. So.
No. It's still just weird
better than
to
the
say,
Imagine
like,
thing.
people are gonna die.
So what is it? Tell me your story about these movies, Vegard. How did you come to be a High School Musical stan, a Troy Bolton stan?
Wait a minute. Hold on. I've seen Love, Simon. We've talked Love, Simon.
Yes.
Was Troy Bolton your like Daniel Radcliffe poster? Is that a super inappropriate question? I'm so sorry if it was.
No. I mean, I don't know, but he was definitely like a bit of a gay awakening. But I remember as a kid, just I watched the films, but I wasn't like super invested. But I did have like, we did play the CDs and also watch like sing along, because Disney used to have sing along versions of these films play. So there would be like the actual track. So I was like a fan of the music, I remember as a kid. But then I think really it's when I got a bit older, I realized how iconic the movies were, like in their cringiness and everything. So when I was like maybe 15, 16, 17, I rewatched them with friends, and we just like got so into it, and we just like sang along and stuff. And then that kind of became a tradition. We would like watch them every year and stuff. So yeah. And then I love cringy Disney music. I don't know what it is. So like I regularly listen to like all 3 soundtracks on Spotify, and also like Hannah Montana music and stuff.
No, I totally get that. I think that they put together these like very formulaic, very catchy songs.
Yeah.
And it's like you feel betrayed because they get you, man. You listen to me like, man, it's so good though.
That's the
I'm so
thing.
mad because I like it a lot.
I am embarrassed to say, but also just like guilty pleasure. I love the music in these films, and I just like literally listen to them all the time. If I'm biking around, like going to get a food shop, I'm most likely listening to High School Musical.
It's usually show tunes for me, so I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like since we've started watching these, I have found myself listening to the music from them a fair bit.
Yeah.
A fair bit.
I
And
have
can
not.
like
Absolutely
I
not.
think- I think part of it is like, oh, if I put this on, it was kind of something my wife and I bonded over. Maybe it'll be like a silly moment. But on the inside, I'm like, and I really want to listen to Bet on It again. So
Oh my god, bet on it. Yes.
Still didn't love that song. It's
every
just
time I
so
listen to it, I
dated.
like it better.
It's so dated.
there's that one part where he's like, bet on it, bet on it, bet on it, bet on me.
I just don't know why everything needs to sound
yes.
like it's
Every
the
time.
Backstreet Boys. Like, why is all the music from 2000?
What? I don't like. I think you're thinking too much about it.
I'm not
I
though,
do.
because like it doesn't sound like theater, and it doesn't sound like music that was popular then. What were they going for?
But I feel like this one has more like musical
This is
music.
theater songs. Yeah.
I've already
That's
forgotten
right.
all the songs from this one. I'll be honest.
Okay,
with you.
no. So we have to go through the songs, I feel like. The song numbers.
Go for
okay.
it.
Okay.
What hat are you wearing there, E?
It's a Toronto Maple Leafs hat.
I thought it was the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's Canada, Vegard. So I cheers to me.
What does that mean? Toronto Maple Leafs.
Hockey.
It's a hockey team.
Okay. You guys are
You
so
should
into
know that.
sports.
You're from Norway.
I don't know anything about sports.
I'm not so into sports.
I got
Also,
this. I got
hockey,
this at
I
the
don't think
Hockey Hall of
Is a
Fame.
big thing. I don't think hockey is a big thing in Norway, or is it?
Yeah.
I think we take all your best players and make them play in Canada and America. But yeah,
That makes
but
more
yeah,
sense.
y'all kick
because
ass in
then
the
we don't
Olympics.
hear about it.
Let me just. I am only into sports around non-sports people. There's nothing that intimidates me more than being into sports near sports people.
That sounds terrifying to me. People who are too into football, I'm like, oh my god, this is too much. Like, not American football, but like football.
Right.
I will usually be the most knowledgeable sports person in any conversation I'm in, unless I'm talking to people that are like really into sports, in which case I know nothing.
Yeah, there's a huge gap. Like, so like my in-laws, like, you know how my room, I've got the pop figures and the Star Wars, and like my library has Dear Evan Hansen, things like that. Dynamic interests, mostly geeky type stuff. My father-in-law, his room has signatures from like over
Is it
100.
like scarves, like hanging, like team
It
scarves?
would be like that if we did scarves in America. It's
Oh.
jerseys.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
jerseys.
yeah, that's, yeah.
Yeah, but yes, the same concept. Yeah.
Yeah, same concept, but they're all signed. Like, imagine they're signed by like who was a really famous footballer that you would know of from the like early 2000s, like the biggest name.
Me?
Yeah,
I don't know any.
Okay.
you don't know any like the Michael Jordan of soccer.
I don't think
Like
I know.
Michael
Zinedine Zidane.
I don't think I know a name
Like
from football.
Wayne Rooney.
Like Ronaldo, is that a name?
Yes.
Ronaldo. Okay, Ronaldo. Yeah. So he has like the signatures of the Ronaldo of multiple different sports from multiple different eras.
Oh my god.
So
This is
people-
my
so-
sport. It's Troye Sivan, and this is signed.
There you go.
Nice. I have a signed copy. I think this is maybe signed.
Oh.
Maybe, I don't know. I took the sticker off. I think the sticker might have been like Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. I have a signed copy of...
I think the only signed book I have in here is A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor by Hank Green.
Yeah, I have that signed. I have his first book signed. I have a couple of John book signs. I've got some signed books.
Anyway,
I love your TikToks for is it Hank or John Green? I can't remember.
Hank.
Yeah.
Hank.
I love your
Man.
TikToks for him.
anyway, so the people I can't hang with though are people that are like fans of a team and don't care about any of the other teams. So like you'll try to talk to somebody about like football and they'll want to
They're like,
talk about the Philadelphia Eagles and they don't know any of the names of any other players in any other teams.
And then they hate every other team
Right.
because they're the other team.
Right.
Yeah. That's about my
Like I'm not
extent of the
particularly
knowledge
a
I
Toronto
have of
Maple
that.
Leafs fan, but I was in Toronto at the Hockey Hall of Fame. It felt like the thing to buy.
Yeah. I love the game. Not hockey, though. I don't give... Well, going to hockey games is lots of fun, but following sports that aren't football or basketball is very hard.
Anyway, as far as the music goes in these movies, I think the problem I have with it is that it's music made during a time that I have nostalgic memories of, but the music sounds like a time that I do not have nostalgic memories of. Or like sounds like a time that I don't care about music from the early 2000s at all. I don't really find myself even from a nostalgia factor being like, you know what I want to put on right now? Some freaking NSYNC. It's like I'd much rather listen to the whatever year it came out masterpiece, the 2020 Experience by Justin Timberlake, the song Mirrors. I'd rather listen to the song Mirrors than almost anything NSYNC ever put out, right? So like,
I think I don't have the music like attachment where I'm like, oh, this doesn't sound like the right era. So for me, I'm just like, oh my God, this is this time in my life. So I just hear the music and I'm like, this is the time.
This does not sound like the high school music that we listened to in high school in 2007 and 2008.
Oh, so you want it to be...
This sounds like the music that I listened to when I was 6.
I think part of it for me and why I like it is because I have children and I'm always like, even though my daughter is like not old enough to like say her own name, I still, anytime I hear a song that would be appropriate for her, I'm like, yes, this is
I
one.
guess I have no excuse. I'm just like, I just like the music.
You were also 6 when this came out.
Yeah, like
so.
I'm not trying to take it away from anybody by any means. It just like it continues to not land for me beyond like a oh, I watched this movie and I've heard You Can Go Your Own Way on TikTok 100 times since we did the episode.
I didn't know that was from High School Musical 2. I think we talked about this last week, but like when that started happening in the movie, I was like, get out. That's this?
Yeah, I had also heard that song. Although I did just call it You Can Go Your Own Way, which is a Fleetwood Mac song from the like 1979 album Rumors, and not the song from
was
High School
alive.
Musical 2.
Ethan was alive for that, by the way. That's what he's nostalgic for.
I was not, but that's music from my childhood.
Right.
This is not music from my childhood. This is my music from my 27-hood.
So, Vegard, you're 28 now, Ethan.
Yeah, but I wasn't when we recorded the High School Musical 2 episode.
Take me through the songs. Also, you're allowed to just like them because you like them. You're allowed to not like them because you don't like them. There's a lot of talk in this movie about
though.
like...
Yeah.
But I'm not allowed to not like them because I don't like them. That's the problem that I have with these movies.
They're amazing. So I don't.
They're
understand.
not. I just don't like them that much, and I'm not. But I'm not allowed to not like them that much.
The next song is just hands down. Well, it's hard to say that it's the best one, but I think it's the best one for me. I Want It All, and everything to do with that number. Oh my God, just like perfect.
Which one is this? What happens in the movie?
I want it. It's the biggest, basically, dance scene. It's Sharpay and Ryan.
Oh yeah, okay,
It's Sharpay and Ryan. Yeah. Yes.
The white. Oh my God, the white outfits when she's wearing the bob owns my life.
This is when I tweeted the phrase "drag her ass, Ryan."
Yes.
When he's like, apart from me, I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, of course, you gotta believe it. You and I, Sharpay. What's his name? I know the song by heart.
When this song came on, I literally Googled the budget of this movie versus the previous one, and I was like,
because
this is where they spent every penny of it.
Yes.
The basketball sequence, that sequence, the like them getting dressed for prom sequence, and
Scream.
the Inception sequence is where all of the money went.
It's an extra $4 million. It's nothing.
But they spent $4 million on that, and the rest of it was just like, okay, do exactly what you did in the last movie, but this time do it on film.
Yeah. Oh, it was so good. Honestly, like this scene is just so good. Yeah. And when it transitions back, when they like stop and they transition back and they're just standing in the hall and everything's the same, it's just so perfect because you can just tell that it's like Sharpay's vision.
Fantasy.
Yeah, the larger than life scenes like that were the times I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah. This one thing that I'm like, that is interesting about this is I Want It All, the way we see it in the movie, is kind of what happened in the play, but to a toned down version, I realized. So, like, what is the song? The one where they're like going to prom or whatever.
A Night to Remember.
A Night to Remember.
Yeah, that is also like part of the musical, and it like comes back down to everything, and it's just like,
yes, but it's
all right, cut.
Part of the musical, but the version we see first is bigger than what the actual musical is because it's kind of like the imaginary dream version of the song, which is strange. I was like, why are they?
Because that's how musicals work, man. Like, That's how
You can
musicals
just
work.
break out into song.
That's like a classic movie musical thing, though. Is like it doesn't have to make sense. You break out into song and everything changes. You start busting, walking through, everything changes. That's how movie musicals work, and that's the time that I truly think that these movies excel is when they actually try to do the movie musical thing. I said the same thing about the last movie. Like I didn't love the first one as much as the second one because it never really felt like a musical. It felt like a movie with songs in it.
Yeah.
So in A Night to Remember, just before, I want to talk about America versus Norway again. Just before the song starts, there's the promposal. And this is the only worthwhile promposal in the movie.
When he stands up on the table.
When he stands up on the table, what do you make of this promposal?
I mean, for me, prom is so like nothing at all. So like for me, prom, did we have prom? I guess we kind of had prom, but it's nothing like
to me.
It's nothing like in America. I guess I think we may have had something like no. Did we have prom? I don't think it even was a prom. It's just like an ending party kind of. So everyone goes, but it's not like a finding a date type thing.
But like, was it a black tie affair? Like ball gowns, tuxedos?
Because they don't even really show you what prom was like because Troy wasn't there for it, is the problem in this movie.
Spending like $10,000 on a dress type thing. No.
That's not realistic either.
Like really insane.
Maybe in like LA, but like for your average Midwestern American, I would say $1,000 is the most expensive dress at any given time. Maybe
$1,000 though still. So for me,
it's like that would be one girl. Most girls are going to be in the 300 to 500 range, and then there's going to be plenty beneath that.
But I wouldn't even say most girls are in the 300 to 500 range. Those prom dresses are fairly inexpensive compared to like what you would think.
Anyway, like it's just so not a thing for me. So I was just like, okay, I mean, it's pretty cool. He's just standing up on a table, but I also have seen from like being online that promposals can be so insane.
So like, yes, they can. I think promposals didn't get their stride culturally
until after we were in high school.
Well, I would say like 2010, they were really sort of picking up while we were in school, but then they got like crazy bonkers around Vine time. And I can only imagine what's going to happen when we go back to school and you can TikTok your promposal.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to change the whole game.
So for me, it was just like, okay, like pretty cool. But because I know what promposals can be just by like knowing about things, I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah. I give Chad here a 2 out of 10. That's terrible. Do better.
But she's also like a real jerk to him about it too.
Yeah.
Taylor's a jerk the whole time.
I kind of love Taylor.
You can love Taylor all you want, but all she does in the first movie is like literally spy on Troy in the locker room and show it to Gabriella
to their friends.
And then in the second movie, she just gaslights Gabriella the whole time, where she's like, "Does he really like you, or is he really enjoying his time with Sharpay? Is he really enjoying his promotion?"
The main characters all have really kind of bad best friends.
They're kind of.
I think high school.
Everybody except Troy's a bad person.
Friends.
Everybody except Troy and Ryan and Kelsey are bad people.
Yeah, don't you dare badmouth Ryan and Kelsey on my podcast.
Gabriella is a bad person most of the time.
I really hate my most annoying thing is just her having to be so she is so dramatic every time. She just has to go away because, oh my God.
There's no
in
depth
the song.
Gabriella.
In the song, she sings, "I can't survive one more goodbye." She's passing away from saying goodbye.
She literally says the phrase, "I think I'm out of goodbyes."
No, she also says, "I'm gonna I can't survive."
I love you, goodbye. Wildcat, but I need to be where I am right now.
Also, like, that wasn't even that response did not go to what he asked her or what he said at all.
He's like, "Hey, you should come to prom. Like, we're normal kids. You have a plane ticket."
I'm sure Stanford is aware you're doing this. I think here's my issue with Gabriella in the whole trilogy is she's just not very well developed at all. Like, it's so Troy centric, and we're given this what the youths would call an unreliable narrator in Troy that, like, yeah, he meets this pretty girl and they have that chemistry when they sing the song together, but they really don't develop their relationship at all.
No. Also, this annoyed me with Chad, because Chad has been kind of part of the musical, kind of like been with the singing and dancing, has had no character development on that side, because in this film, he's still like telling Troy off for anything to do with musicals, even just enjoying being part of the musical, not even the whole going to school bit, but like, no, over 3 years, he's had no character development in this side of him.
Well, it's like a year.
A bit strange. Well,
Yeah, it would have been a year total.
but still, like a bunch of musical numbers and singing and dancing.
Right.
Right, but those don't actually happen to him is the thing.
No, but some of them, when
Some of them do, yeah.
the I Don't Dance, he definitely gets told that, like, oh, you can't actually, like, there's that fight actually happens, and then he's part of the singing at the end. The actual musical, the first one, he's part of.
And
I
then
don't
he
think
and Ryan
Chad
go
is-
hook up after the I Don't
Yeah.
Dance.
Right. I don't think Chad's ready to talk to Troy about what him and Ryan
Right,
went
that's the
through.
thing is I don't think Chad is ready to face what he feels about singing and dancing.
True.
Also, yeah,
It
Because
just
he's
feels-
like, he's in the musical and he's telling Troy, like, hey, man, you don't want to be in the musical. That's lame.
Also, Kelsey is definitely
Like, he was in it and did not, like, he didn't get to the rehearsal and be like, hey, Kelsey, actually, this isn't for me, so I'm out. But, like,
he came, sang, and then said, no, Troy, this is not for you.
Kelsey
Like,
is definitely also in the closet, or she would have straight up stolen Troy away from Gabriella
yeah.
Kelsey writes love songs
for Troy.
from Troy and Gabriella's perspective. That's the most messed up thing I've ever heard.
But like she would absolutely be just like, okay, Troy's my boyfriend now. If she was
I
not,
haven't thought about this.
Totally
Gabriella
gay.
wouldn't be cool with this, right? Like, Gabriella wouldn't
right?
be like,
There's a conversation that where Troy has been like, oh no, this is Kelsey. She's my lesbian best friend.
she writes
Yeah.
love songs
because
us.
otherwise Gabriella would not be cool with how close her and Troy are. If she's not cool with how not close he and Sharpay were, right?
This isn't to say that Troy and Kelsey couldn't be platonic best friends.
No, I absolutely think they could be platonic best friends. I think
It's
that any
just
high schooler
how
any high school girl that is that close to Troy Bolton and is in any way interested in men is interested in Troy Bolton.
Yes.
Because it's not like he's a jock and he like only cares about basketball. He's sitting there like, should I go to Juilliard?
It's like, right? Should I turn down University of Albuquerque basketball to go beat a singer at Juilliard?
I have a random
be
pet
on
peeve.
Broadway? Yeah, go
When
ahead.
the woman's like, "That's Troy Bolton," this adult woman from Juilliard.
She's sitting with her notes. This is separate to what I was going to. She was, that's Troy Bolton. She literally like.
Also, shout out Rocket Man is all I want to say. That was rad.
Yeah.
So, Vegard, what's
Yeah,
your pet
sorry.
peeve?
My random pet peeve is there's an acting thing. Their fake background conversations are so fake. Have you guys noticed when they're like,
Yeah.
they're literally talking like this, like that's what they're saying in the background always.
Not noticed.
It's not a conversation. Whenever the main focus is on someone else and someone's chatting and there's like moving the camera away from them, it's like there's never words or sentences.
So
There is a scene in this movie that sticks out in my mind, and this is just a little Easter egg for people who could watch this in the future. There's just a moment where, very well in focus, there's a guy wearing like a pink shirt and his collar is popped, and he's like 60% of the frame.
Oh,
And then it goes back to the rest of the conversation. The dude's not a character, has no part in the story, but he's got like this collar popped pink shirt, and that's it. So if you find that
did not
guy,
notice
Also-
that.
Troy and Chad might have hooked up as well during that "The Boys Are Back" scene.
I don't think so. I think that was a genuine bro song.
Troy,
Yeah.
but
I
the problem is Troy is dressed like a 2016 lesbian. Right down to the
it's
bandana.
2006.
Right down to
This-
the bandana.
That song
nailed it,
is.
man.
I don't like that scene at all because I feel like
It serves absolutely no purpose whatsoever.
it's just for them to transition into the next scene, but it didn't need to transition like that. Because
I do think there's an interesting filmmaking decision. There's not filmmaking, maybe script writing, storytelling decision in that multiple times in this movie, Troy is like, it illustrates how much the adults in Troy's life respect him. And this is related to the boys are back scene, is in that scene, he shows up to the junkyard and the guy is like, you know how to lock up. Here's the keys. And then later on, it mirrors itself when he's on the stage after the Scream song. And the teacher is like, oh, Troy Bolton, you can just hang out here until you want to go. I'm heading out. You're in charge. So I do think there's some next level storytelling happening specifically in the way that the adults in Troy's life treat him, with the exception of his father, who Troy has to tell off, which
I think that's
really
very
like.
The thing, I'm sorry, I get it. Troy Bolton, bud, you beautiful blue-eyed, floppy-haired dumbass. We all know that you don't know what Juilliard is, okay? But like everybody's parents are aware of Juilliard, right? Like Danny Bolton or whatever his name is, if he gets a brochure in the mail from Juilliard that's like, hey, we want your son to come to Juilliard, that dad is not going to come to his son and be like, hey, kind of wacky didn't tell me about Juilliard, bud. I thought we agreed on the University of Albuquerque.
Let me say that I can't even describe to you how like if
that scene was so stupid.
Juilliard, you go. Period.
That's the thing. I don't know.
I don't care if you want to play basketball. Figure it out later, right? Like,
you go to Juilliard.
Is it that like intense?
It's like I don't know. I can't think of like a UK version to match this, but like going to U of A would be like going to Tesco, and going to Juilliard is like going to that big store where there's all the different stores inside.
Harrods.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand, like, because that's the thing. They only had like two people or one person originally that could go.
So Juilliard is like a music and like performing arts school. But it is like the most exclusive school in America.
It's one of those things where like,
it's basically like the Queen calling you up and being like, hey, do you want a scholarship to Oxford?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, that's a really good comparison. I'm trying to think. I had a point there. It's like there's this underlying perception in the film that like parents don't want their athletes to go to performing arts school or like art school in general because there's no careers in that, or there's not money to be made, or you're going to end up a failure when like, oh man, there's so many players in the NBA. 15
but
players
that wouldn't
on the
be the
team,
case if you went to Juilliard.
But like, right, it's like, oh, you can't go to performing arts school unless Juilliard calls, obviously.
Right. And it's just like that scene is so corny where his dad's like, I thought we agreed on U of A, bud. Like, I didn't know you were talking to other colleges. And he's like, well, other colleges talked to me. And he's like, yeah, but it's the only one we talked about. And it's like, okay, but it's his decision.
Parents are like this, when it's like parents live their dreams through their kids. I hate when that happens. I feel like,
because Mr. Bolton is a failure.
Yeah, because he wanted to be a basketball star, but he's a coach for the team.
His number was the first number retired at East High School.
At his high school.
With James Harden and
he
Troy
had the
and
peaked
Chad.
in high school life we talked about.
Yeah,
yes.
he peaked in high school.
He peaked in high school.
So
and as a kid with a woman, he likes with a woman he never talks to.
I kind of relate with the drama of like leaving high school and then choosing the next step, and like parents not being fully with it. Like my parents were never like trying to force me into a school that they wanted to, but they definitely were suggesting other things than like film and stuff because they knew that that's like hard. So I kind of relate to the whole like deciding like what you're gonna do and everything, and the drama of everything, because it feels like so end of the world when you're 18. It feels so dramatic when it literally is like you have so many years to decide everything.
Right.
I think if I was like, hey dad, I want to go to film school, my dad would have been like, yeah, absolutely, let's go.
100%.
Like my dad was disappointed in me that I went to like regular college and got a regular degree.
I think my dad would have been ecstatic if I said I wanted to do some sort of mass communication. It's kind of in the family here. Wasn't thrilled with music. I don't think they were supportive. I don't know. I didn't finish with music, so whatever.
Yeah, my parents were a little bit like hesitant, but they always like let me choose what I wanted to.
Yeah.
So they may have like suggested other things, but they would never like try to control it the way they do in this film.
The way that they get you is in I don't know if this is the case in other countries, but in America you can have like a major, which is like your primary focus study, and a minor, which is like your secondary study. And so the way I hear a lot of parents doing this is like, oh, you should major in whatever you want. Make sure you minor in business so that, just for something to fall back on. It's like,
That's
okay.
really smart, actually, though, to have something like that where it's
right. But when you tell that to an 18-year-old who only believes that his trumpet will take him to the moon, it's like, I don't need business. I need jazz.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to scoff at that 18-year-old 10 years, removed. But
It is like,
need
it
jazz.
does feel like at the time, like this is the end of the world if I choose the wrong thing.
right. Or if I don't put all my eggs in one basket.
That's how Troy felt about basketball. He has that crazy Inception scene where he walks all the way 360 degrees around a hallway.
Let's talk about Scream and why it's so good.
It's a fucking fever dream is what it is. Like, that is a nightmare. Troy Bolton got to live out his like, I didn't go to school with my pants on dream in real life is the problem. And he ends up deciding, I'm going to go to UC Berkeley and smoke weed.
That is what they do.
That is what they do at the University of California at Berkeley.
Vegard, go ahead and rant on Scream.
This song is just so, like, the drama really comes to a hold in this song. I feel like they collected all of the dramatics and just like threw it all into the song. Like, they really said this is going to be the most extra ever, and it's just like a little like side thing for him, just like screaming and singing in the school. I just love it so much that they made it so dramatic, just him walking around, and just the fact that this is why it's so funny, because it's just an 18-year-old deciding what school to go to, but it's like the walls are spinning and his whole world is crumbling. It is so funny, but so good.
But like, for a lot of 18-year-olds, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
But it's like if you pick the wrong school, or if you pick the wrong major, if you pick the wrong whatever, the world's not crumbling, man. Take a gap year if you're not sure.
Yeah, but okay, but that's the thing. But it's not like that though, because it's Troy deciding if he's going to go play Division I college basketball or not. You don't get a gap year to play Division I college basketball.
I understand that. But he's like,
it's not like he's.
I didn't know that in fiction he could choose UC Berkeley. Right? I was under the impression that it was like, you can go to the University of Albuquerque, or you can go to Juilliard. You can't have both.
Well, yeah,
there was no Justin Tucker in this.
Right, they definitely make it seem
where
like
you can major in like opera performance and be an NFL kicker.
But it also doesn't. Even further than that, though, it doesn't seem like he can go anywhere else at any point, right? Like, it seems like his basketball offer is from the University of Albuquerque. Like, he didn't get an offer from the University of New Mexico or the University of Arizona or anywhere else. He got an offer from. He needs to decide whether he's going to pay to go to school somewhere and do something else, or he's going to play basketball at the one place he got a basketball scholarship to. And then he's just like, psych, I'm going to go play basketball at a bigger school. Thank you. JK. And it's like, if you had that offer, if you had any other offer, why did you not talk to your dad about it? But like, also, why did your dad not tell you? But also, like, how did this happen?
Yeah. I feel like it's because his, like, the two factors that are dragging him are this drama teacher who literally, without asking, submitted him to Juilliard, and then his father and friends who are like, you have to do basketball. So I don't even think he considered that there was two options or a third option.
Tell you what, hey, high school kids, if your drama teacher submits your name to Juilliard, say thank you.
Yeah. Like, it was a jerk move. They definitely shouldn't have done it and probably can get arrested. But like,
you say thank you.
Thank you.
You say thank you, and you hear Juilliard out.
Same with like Berklee College of Music. That really, those are the two.
A Night to Remember.
NYU.
I just remember this is such a bop, and the dancing in it is the best dancing that they have throughout this film, I think.
The only dancing I can ever think of is I Don't Dance.
Yeah, same.
Because
this is like
I know they do dance, but like my brain just like, I just don't see it. I
mean,
it's like, oh, people move on screen. We do actually. I hate to say this because I'm having a blasty blast. We do need to wrap.
I'm gonna grab scores real quick. Y'all riff on
But
something.
we can.
I have so many notes still.
Oh my gosh! Hit me with another note.
Okay, wait. I've said a lot of them that I didn't even know I'd said, but let me see. I just have to the quote, "But the ball's in my hands." I just had to put that in there. Sorry.
No, I appreciate it.
I think the songs, they recycle them a couple of too many times in this movie. Like
Yes.
they play them one too many times, each of them. And
I disagree entirely.
You do?
Yeah, because all the songs have to be part of the musical at the end.
I agree, but not right here, right now. That one they only sang together, Troy and Gabriella, twice.
Okay, fair. Yeah, okay.
Some of them are not. The singing in British is not it, I wrote down. Which is like, tonight in the night of nights. It's no.
Night of nights. Yeah, no, wasn't about that either.
And I love the final song. That's also something I wrote down. That's, I guess, my notes.
Oh, that final company number is the worst part of this whole trilogy. Facts. I'm sorry. That was painful. That was painful.
Forever.
They're like, High School Musical. I want to be in high school forever. Why can't the whole world be like my High School Musical? And I'm like, okay, it's the name of the movie. We got it. We got it.
I think it went on for a little bit too long because once they're outside, they move inside and sing it again.
See, this is where you bring All in This Together back or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they should have done like a quick rendition of the previous songs.
They should.
Yes, that's how a musical would end.
Is they should have done All for One. Just repeat the whole dang long song from High School Musical 2. That song is an absolute banger.
Yes.
And does make
that
it
whole
onto my
scene
rotation.
dragged because it's like everybody has their solo and they have to do the bows. I've got a listener score.
But then, do you?
I do.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. There wasn't many listener reviews. It's my fault.
Yeah, Tyler asked for him. Well, Tyler forgot to ask for him, and I asked for him at 7:30. Whoops.
So just to recap, I give this a 79. Ethan a 41. Rotten Tomatoes a 63. Metacritic a 57. Vegard an 85.
I feel like I've been very critical while we've been talking. That's just because, like, I mean, we're just like criticizing it, but I still agree with my score.
That's totally fine.
I agree with mine. Yeah. Ethan.
Oh, the listener score? 84.7, so an 85.
85.
That's I think the highest listener score for the three of them.
Ethan must be
not
hating
the highest.
this.
Not the highest. Not the highest
Damn.
High School Musical score. I think Ethan was like, "How do I do this?"
No, I just didn't like this movie.
Well, the reason I say that is because it just gets beaten out by High School Musical. The score, the Bacon and Egg score for High School Musical 3 is a 67.8, which rounds up to a 68, which is which is 2 points below High School Musical, which is a 70, but it is right next to it on the rank.
What did High School Musical 2 get?
High School Musical 2 got a 78.
I see.
Okay, cool. Can I direct y'all's attention away from High School Musical for 1 second?
Absolutely not.
Please?
Yeah.
I would like to introduce you to an invention that I bought off TikTok, okay? Off a TikTok ad. This is called the slap mask.
You bought the slap
I did
mask?
buy the slap mask because I was so curious as to how it actually worked.
What you were doing
Yes,
earlier?
so it snaps onto your arm like a snap bracelet from the early 2000s. I can't make the camera work, right? Because it's mirrored. It snaps onto your arm like a snap bracelet, right?
Are we sponsored by these people?
No, because
This
I
is the
fucking hate
grossest
this
thing I've ever
I
seen.
hate this thing.
I have a critical thing with that.
So the idea is that it snaps on your arm when you're not wearing it, okay?
You sneeze and cough into this and you on your arm.
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yuck!
You go on COVID all into a mask and they do.
COVID doesn't live on surfaces.
Yeah, but it's still yucky.
I'm not saying it's not. I legitimately just want to know if this product even worked the way they said it did, which it does not. Because the problem with this is it does not snap onto your face. Okay, you have to take the snap part out of it, and then wear the snap part as a regular snap bracelet while you're wearing the mask.
That defeats the whole purpose.
Ow. No.
Yes.
Try
They even
snap
give
it
you a
on your
second
face.
snappy boy because you're going to lose the first one.
I want to see you wearing it like snapped onto the face.
Okay, hang on. This is going to be a gag for video only. Because I can't hear you at this point. It doesn't work. Hang on.
I
hate this product so
back
much.
in the sleeve.
If
It
this
doesn't
was
go
on
in here
Shark
very well
Tank-
either. It's like hard to get in.
If this was on Shark Tank, they would ridicule them for this.
Like they advertise it on TikTok like you're not going to need straps, okay? Like these don't matter. But it does not just you can't just like snap it onto your face. It doesn't do it curls up.
I hate it so much. I'm furious that this exists.
I can't
Every time I see this on TikTok, I look at the comment. I read the comments on every ad that allows comments. How dare you leave your comments on an ad? You're asking for it. But it's the tea is always piping. And every time I see this on TikTok, the comments are always like, ew, that's literally the grossest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because the video's like, oh, me and my buddies had this great idea for a mask, so we dropped $2 million into it.
I don't see why it's that gross. Where do you put your mask that you normally wear?
You wear it and put it in your pocket, I think.
How is it any
like a
different if it's in your
handkerchief.
pocket?
Because you are slapping your germs right on your hands that you're going to go and touch everything. And then your germs are just spreading all over your hands. And then you take it off. You put it on.
But where do you take it off in public though? You don't.
Yeah, but so then
See, the point is that you've got it. So
Yeah,
it's
so
there when
when
you
are
need
you
to
snap-
when you need to unsnap it and put it on to leave somewhere.
But you have to take the thing out.
Yes, that's the problem.
yeah, so
Because
then-
it can't just take it off your arm and be like, "Whoo!" I'd slap it on your face because it doesn't do that. Also, it smells really bad because it's new. You have to take the snap thing out of them, and then you just have a regular, very thin mask.
Let me come up with a much greater invention of the same thing, still gross. Just do a little like Velcro around the arm.
And
Better.
then you get a snap bracelet that says
Oh
slap
my
mask
God.
on it.
You just had $1 zillion idea, Vegard.
Right.
I
I should
go
start
to the
the-
moon with that one.
the
If only
Velcro
their
mask.
pandemic was still so bad, we would be millionaires.
Because of Velcro, at least you can wear it and then put
My
it on.
microphone is now brought to you by Slap Mask. Oh, it sounds
No, it is
terrible
not.
now. It sounds terrible now.
We are not a slap mask sponsor.
There we go.
I asked because I was like, I hate it. I hate it.
What is the opposite of sponsorship? Like,
The opposite of we're the opposite of endorsing this product right now.
Yes.
Fuck this
One
product.
star review. 1 star review.
Do not buy the Slap Mask because this is a shitty mask with a thing inside of it that you have to take out before you put it on your face.
whoever had that idea and spent that money, I really, really hope they learned the lesson to not do
Well,
that
I gave him
again.
some money back for it so you don't have to because I wanted
Yeah.
to see if the Slap Mask worked or not. It does not. 0 stars out of 100.
I just
What-
know the
what-
Rocket Man would have loved that mask.
He would have been all about it.
I have
What
not
is
owned
your
a Slap
go-to-
bracelet ever.
What is your go-to mask style?
Me?
Do you like the most comfortable mask for your face? What does it look or feel like?
I have. Wait, let me see if I can find it real quick.
None of mine are in here.
This
neither.
one. It's like.
I think
quite
I
cheap.
have that one.
Yeah.
Is it kind of
Step-head.
silky?
Yeah, silky.
Oh.
It's very soft and it's really nice. And it's kind of like workout shirt material.
Uh-huh.
And it's really soft. These strings are very soft. I'm now sponsored by what does it say? Step Ahead.
Step ahead.
Step ahead.
Step Ahead.
I get all my masks from Vistaprint, and I'm very happy with them.
I get mine from the Old Navy checkout line for the most part. And I like them. They're the ones that they're like accordion open, you know what I mean?
No.
They're what?
I do not like a pleated mask.
Pleated, that's the word.
I like a solid mask.
Yeah.
I just got one that's houndstooth. It's very nice.
Oh, fancy as can be. I have a lot of Christmas masks.
I wore my Christmas mask religiously. It had an I voted sticker stuck to it for a whole month.
Oh my god.
That's gross. Did you not wash it?
What? I did.
Oh, okay. Do I
I
have a mask in here? I don't think I do.
I have the slap mask. That's the only one.
Oh, maybe.
the slap mask.
The slap mask. Fuck the slap mask.
Yeah. That is such a shitty idea. I wish I could take the money they spent on it.
I don't know what the actual dollar amount was. 2 million probably.
No, I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
I've seen the ad.
I've seen the ad a bunch, but I bought it from them.
$2 million can't go wrong. You can't. Anyway.
I mean, I've spent $11 on dumber things for sure.
Yeah.
I've spent $11 on stuff on Instagram that just never came. Ever.
I'd rather that than the mask, to be honest.
Well, I thought that maybe there was some way it was going to be like a diamond in the rough. Like, even if it didn't wear it on my wrist, but just like a mask that I could just whack on my face, right? That I don't need the straps for. That's somehow like held onto my face.
Sounds cool.
Okay.
If it worked.
If there were no additional costs and they spent $2 million on it and they didn't have to pay their salaries or anything else, like $2 million is the whole thing. They need to sell almost 182,000 of these masks, which is pretty low, I guess.
But I wish they wouldn't make a profit because I don't want them to think this is a good idea and they should keep coming up with ideas.
Oh, I'm going to go back. Next time I see an ad for it, which they'll probably never give me an ad again because I did buy it, but I'm going to absolutely drag them.
Yeah,
anyway.
Make a TikTok. Hey page.
Yeah, this is a slap mask hate page.
I hate.
Make a separate account that's just a slap mask hate page. Mm-hmm. And me
stitch a whole bunch of videos.
Me and 432 Park Avenue hate page girl will say fuck the slap mask.
Yes, I love her.
Anyway, this has been Bacon and Eggs, a movie lovers podcast where we talked about High School Musical for 3 weeks in a row. Please stop asking us to do DComs. They're not going to happen ever again.
We're doing Descendants in the fall.
We're absolutely not doing Descendants. We do theatrically released movies or movies that are of a certain quality that they would be theatrical released, which are the first two or not.
I think we should do Hannah Montana the movie next.
I'm so down for Tyler and Vegard's Vegard the Gay Bard podcast. Like, we're going to have so much fun.
Yes, that's what you need, Tyler. Another project to occupy your time.
We release an episode quarterly.
That being said, I'm just going to buy a bunch of slap bracelets to wrap them around the body of the Shure SM7B because it fits.
If you have someone you really
perfectly.
dislike, and you want to annoy them slightly, buy them a slap mask.
Yeah.
No, don't spend money on a slap mask. I spent the money so you don't have to.
Give them money.
I took your Patreon money and turned it into one slap mask. Don't do it.
No, we didn't do that.
I took part of my cut of the Patreon money and spent it on one slap mask.
If you have a P.O. box, you know that you would be sent a bunch of those now.
We do have a P.O. box. Please don't send us
P.O.
slap
box
masks.
3025, Roanoke, Virginia.
Don't send us slap masks.
High School Musical 3 comes in at 24 of 26. Generally, I'm a little surprised that the listeners rated these as low as they did. This one they liked a lot. The other two, not so much. We had to boost those up ourselves.
I don't understand how they didn't like the other ones. That's a shame.
A lot of people did, and a lot of people didn't. They got a lot of hundreds and a lot of eights.
Yeah, I was surprised by the listener reviews. I would have thought, well, I don't know why I would have thought this, because I probably would have left a negative review prior to embracing it. But I would have thought that, like, the only people that left a score would be people that would have given it 100.
I still would not give any of these a fresh review on Rotten Tomatoes.
Which I deliver here.
Oh, I don't like this movie. The other two are fine. I don't like this movie. I would like to make it very clear. I do not like High School Musical 3.
Senior year.
I didn't have a horrible time watching it. I liked it more than the Santa Claus. Will probably not revisit.
Oh, what a good show. If you like the show and want to listen to more like it, you can listen to That's What I'm Talking About. It hosted by comedian Mary Clay Watt. She's absolutely hilarious. And she's reading The Hobbit right now. So if you were like, man, but I've never read Lord of the Rings. Well, you don't even have to. Hobbit was written before. It's way easier to read, and you can jump right in. I read it in like 2 days. The audiobook's like 12 hours. That's nothing. That is absolutely nothing. There are books by the author whom shall not be named that are longer than that. 12 hours is like a long drive. Like, you're fine. Okay? Listen to The Hobbit and listen to That's What I'm Talking About. There's a preview for it right here. We're not going to, Vegard, you don't get to hear the preview, but you can use your imagination.
I was like waiting for the live edit. I was like,
I need to get my turntables in here and just like, hey, it's Mary Clay. What?
Like,
128 beats per minute.
Waited. I was like,
super funny show. Mary Clay is hilarious. And if you know a Tolkien lover and want them to guest on her show, you should, I don't know, work to make the universe make that happen.
Well, no matter where I put the slap mask thing, it's in view. I'm just trying to stick it somewhere.
chuck it somewhere.
Our music for this show is by Andrew Scott Bell. Our graphics for every show are by Vaishon Brandon. If you like Bacon and Eggs, we're still doing our Falcon and Winter Soldier series. That'll be coming out on Monday, I think. I don't know. Yeah, Mondays. Thanks for watching us
Marvel
on video.
Mondays.
Marvel Mondays. We're doing that as long as they're putting out Marvel shows, and then maybe Mando Mondays, and then maybe Stranger
No, it's still the
Things.
Monday-lorian.
The
We had a
Monday-lorian.
name for it. It's where it started.
And then Stranger Things Mondays, Finn Wolfhard Fridays. I don't know. We like Stranger Things too. We're just going to keep doing TV shows for the time being. It gives us more content, which makes us look better. Thanks for hanging out with us here at Bacon and Eggs. I've been Tyler Carlin. He's been Ethan Edgehill. And he's been Vegard.
And until
have
next
been
time,
Vegard.
arrivederci.
A night to remember.